total command over them. Right now, he's still a little bit up to the whim of the table.
What effect would playing a long match like this have on the table, the condition of the table?
Yeah, when the cloth starts off brand new, it's very slick, and the balls go in quite freely because there's not as much friction. Plus, to obtain massive amounts of spin on the cue ball is a lot easier. As we go along and the humidity piles up and the wear on the cloth piles up, the table's actually going to change, and it's going to be a much more difficult table to pocket balls on. Balls will not go in on the break as freely, and I think tactics will come into it in a bigger way. Right now, it's more set up for offense.
In a match such as this, where we will go 120 for a player to be able to win it, will there be a point in the match, let's say on the second night, where you could call a lead safe?
Well, I think by then we'll certainly have a good feel for how the match is going, and it'll probably be a pretty telling point by midway tomorrow night. Efren just received quite a bit of luck there. He missed the combination shot and inadvertently made the ball and obtained ideal position. And don't think that went unnoticed by Efren's opponent.
Oh, yes.
This is a byproduct of the game, and hopefully the length of the match will take care of that for both sides. A lot of people feel that fluking a ball or lucking a ball in shouldn't be a part of the game, but interesting enough, a lot of the spectators kind of enjoy that aspect of it, that there is a little luck and a little randomness, and sometimes the pool gods dip down and benefit a player.
Well, there's that cliche that says the more you practice, the luckier you get.
As the famous football coach Vince Lombardi once said, luck is the residue of hard work.
Oh,
so
yes.
You train hard enough, sometimes that little fortune falls your way too. You know, interesting enough, luck can't be too big a part of it. These two guys have dominated 9-ball worldwide, so if luck was much of a part of it, you wouldn't have somebody that had that command over the game. Now we've had a little bad luck. Efren made a terrific break, stopped the cue ball dead in the pocket, or dead in the center of the table, and the ball came and kicked it from the middle of the table dead into the corner pocket.
That's what you call bad luck.
Yeah, the 8-9 will be a test of Earl's skills. He doesn't have any balls down here to utilize to break them out, and the lay of the balls precludes him from bumping into him at any point during the run out, so he's going to have to transition from the 7-ball to the 8-9 breakout. And he'll play it in such a way that if he doesn't get the breakout, he's going to have a routine safety, minimizing his risk this rack. I know a lot of younger players that they confronted with a situation like this, they don't make the routine shots getting there because they know that they're going to be confronted with this sticky situation later on, and then they don't focus like they should. Where these guys,
well, you can see that Earl Strickland has a lot of patience in him. He knows it'll take a little longer, but he's willing to wait it out.
He's achieved an ideal position on the 7. The cue ball will naturally want to head down toward the 8-9, and he's just deciding now how he's going to go at it. The choice here is whether to go to the side rail and come 2 rails and try to bump the 9 only, or to go directly into the 8-9 right off the 7-ball. He's chosen the 2-rail position, and this the richly rewarded.
For a while there, he was talking to himself, and sometimes you can sense that he's hyping himself up to that degree.
Yeah, definitely. He to play with that type of precision, you have to have 100% of your focus on that. And I think sometimes when he talks to himself like that, he lets off a little energy that sometimes would be distracting or cause static in that volume of focus, so that he can get totally back and utilize all his energy to make the task at hand something that he can really complete. That was one of the rare occasions where you really see him pause and take a little decision time, where maybe I don't need much, 15 seconds maybe, but that's a lot by these guys.
Why do you do that?
As the table gets worn in from all this breaking, there's little dimples in the table that get there, and the balls don't freeze up nearly as well. When the balls are not frozen very well, they don't break well, and that's being such a big factor for Earl. That's his game, is this offense, that he wants to make sure that the rack is proper. Well, it appeared that the wing ball went in, and that hasn't been happening a whole lot so far this match. The wing ball would be the two balls to the extreme edge of the rack, and when those balls go in, that's going to benefit the power break, which is Earl. Now, Earl tried that. I don't know what type of a shot there. It looks like from the cue ball position that was a safety, but where the one ball went, it appears that maybe he was playing the bank as well. I'm not just sure. Sometimes when he gets into his momentum, sometimes he fires at balls, and he has things occur to him that maybe appear to be a little bit careless, but he kind of feeds off that. Sometimes things turn out well for him when he plays at that tempo, and he doesn't spend any time second-guessing himself. He commits to decisions.
Which is the way it should be.
Well, and sometimes he's rewarded, and sometimes he's penalized from it. But, naturally, the preponderance of the time, it's a winning style of pool. Here we get to see a beautiful position play. Efren brought the cue ball around, not to obtain a cut shot, but to get ideal position for the bank. The only part that makes this a little bit difficult is position for the 5. And he's executed it perfectly. That was far more difficult than it looked. He had to use a little draw to avoid bumping the cue ball into the 5. And still far from routine.
A lot of pool experts have said that the skill of Efren Reyes in placement is certainly something to marvel at. Yeah, his position play is second to none. And that was one of the categories that I gave him a big check in. Yeah, nice shot there. Reyes trying to get back into this game and has again narrowed the gap at 14-12 in the first night of a 3-night match between these two gentlemen, Efren Reyes of the Philippines and Earl Strickland of the United States of America. Winner take all, a $100,000 pot, and what is called as the color of money, a 9-ball challenge here at the Ritchway's Bar and Restaurant in Hong Kong.
Okay, let's see if Efren can get that one ball going in the side pocket now. That I'm sure was on his mind. Get the cue ball, square up.
Hasn't had too much luck with the break here, Mike.
No, he's a little short in the power department. That's the reward for having that super power break, is that you get a little more distance on those object balls, and the more distance you get, the more pocket openings they have to go by, and the greater the chance of making a ball. When the one ball's not going in the side, nor the wing ball's going in the corner, you have to rely on those balls going around the table. And
that will be the decided advantage of Earl Strickland.
Absolutely, yeah. Look at that shot.
Oh, yeah.
He played it a half safety. That was a two-way shot. You notice where he drew the cue ball back. Had the one not gone in the corner pocket, he was safe, and rewarded if he does make the shot. He's got the potential to win the game. by no means was the 2-ball an easy shot. Well, this is just what the doctor ordered for Efren getting back in this match. The way it looked there for a while, it looked like it might be lights out the way Earl had his offense going.